part, right? I could just look at upgrading, right? Getting out of selling mine, getting the
right,
getting the enough for the down payment with the equity I have.
What do you think the condo's worth now? I know you bought it for $150. What do you think they appraise for right now?
I think my last refi roughly, if I had to guess, like 220, 230.
Okay.
So
230 value, right?
Yeah.
And then what do you think your last loan, what do you think your balance is right now?
I think it's probably around that 150, 160 range. So I'd probably make, what is that? 50, 60 range.
Yep. Let me just take a look here. I'll just kind of do a quick net sheet.
Boom. Quick one.
So 230. I will look at 95% because you probably have, you probably have a realtor sell it for you.
Hi, how you doing?
Right.
I'm a realtor.
And so,
hi, my name's Chris.
Hey, how you doing? Pleasure to meet you. How are you doing?
Yeah.
So 150. Okay.
Yeah, and it's crazy what we were talking about before in previous episodes, that a lot of people go to the realtor first.
Right.
When actuality you would need to talk to the lender first before the realtor
Yeah,
does anything.
My assumption was always going to the realtor first.
Absolutely.
Kind of
that's what
my
everybody.
thought.
That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
They're like, show me houses. I'm excited about looking at houses. I'm not too excited about talking about my finances.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it looks like, just based off rough math, 230, you're probably going to net around, like if you were to sell it, about 60,000.
Okay.
So that's obviously a huge way to get, 20 to 25,000 right there for the new house.
So there you go. You do got money.
You got money.
And so it just depends on what's the easier option for you and whether or not you wanted to keep the condo for a rental.
Right.
But what's cool about rental properties, so if you were to sell the condo and buy this house and use that for a down payment, right? What's cool about investment properties is that after you buy your primary home, right, you're now going to have some assets left over, right? You're going to have money from your previous home, and you're going to have your primary that you're going to live in for a long time, right? And then you can move forward at that point and buy rental properties with the additional monies that you have left over. And then also there's new programs available, like we talk about every time. DSCR is an available product that you qualify to buy the rental property just based off what the rental property is going to rent for. So it's not something that, if you sell your home and you buy rental properties later, is still always an option. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends
I didn't know that either.
I guess it just depends on how important and how important it is to buy that next home. In order to, whether or not you're going to sell or not. Does that make sense?
Right. Or which route I take.
Right.
Basically.
So he could either sell or he could take a HELOC out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the HELOC's obviously, the downside of the HELOC is he's going to have an extra payment. So that means his rent's not going to cover that entire house payment.
But if he has a renter, no.
Because you're going to have a HELOC for that payment.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically a separate loan that I'll pay, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of having one payment on the property that he's leaving, he'll have two payments.
Okay. But then if he has a renter to take care of the other payment, he should.
As long as that rent covers both payments, then it would still work.
Then right.
So
is there a common interest rate for HELOCs, or is it kind of pretty
It's
random?
kind of all over the board, depending on where you go for them. You have your retail banks and credit unions. If it's a smaller amount, usually they price a little better, to be honest.
Right.
And it really just depends on the property type, and everyone's going to be different. Your credit's good, so that's a plus.
Right.
And then how much you need based off the value and what your current mortgage balance is, that's what makes the difference in interest rate. But you can get a HELOC from, mid-9s up to, 13.5%, depending on what those scenarios look like.
All those factors. Right.
But it might be a higher rate, of course, because it's a second lien, but it's only on that small amount of money. And so it just kind of depends.
Oh, yeah.
If you had a situation where you want to buy, right? I mean, let me just ask you this. Would you consider a HELOC if it meant that you could buy in the next couple months?
It would probably come down to what the like you said, two payments would be, what the current mortgage plus that HELOC comes out to be. Yeah, that's probably what it break down. my decision.
Yeah.
So you would consider it as an option. Some people would say, hey, you know, they have like a one-track mind. Like, let me save up the money first,
right,
and then I'll buy.
Right. Yeah.
What about
I mean, that would be my first. That would be my first option. Selling also wouldn't be opposed to it. Right.
Okay.
Obviously depends on what I get and like what the new payment would be in the new crib. Right. In the single family, kind of all those things. But I'm not really against anything. It's cool for me to know the options. Right. Cool. Like you're talking about HELOC, selling, coming up with down payment. It's good to know the different scenarios that you could do. Right.
Yeah. And this is like kind of basically what we're kind of putting on display here is the extra work that we'll do for you to make that
100%, work. Right.
Is, you know, something that we specialize in, kind of breaking everything down so that you can kind of see all your different options.
Right.
Let me see here.
Way that they want. You're going to give me the options I can choose.
Well, I mean, you might even have a situation where a lender will say, okay, what do you have saved up for a down payment? And then you say, you know, X amount, and they're like, well, go ahead and save some more.
Right.
Let's call me back when you're ready, you know.
Not over here at GFL Capital Mortgage.
So it's just, you know, it just kind of depends on who you're working with, but
right.
But let's see here. I'm working up this FHA loan here for you real quick.
Oh, that'd be really interesting. I mean, that'll be a good, if you can get into a property and you can afford the payments and then get into another house, like that would be, and then have a renter take care of
the previous one.
The current.
Yeah, because you got a really good rate because you said 2015, right? So
what's the rate? What did you? Well, he did a refi. I'm sure he did a refi when rates were low. What'd you end up locking in?
I did it. I think during the COVID era. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say around 2%ish.
Nice. Probably mid to upper twos. That's kind of where most people got right before they spiked back up.
Right.
Nice.
So let's see here. First time home buyer? No. Okay.
So I would imagine you'd want to keep. I mean, a lot of people.
Well, and that's the thing. I think the best case scenario for him would be to keep the house that he's got the low rate on. I mean, that's going to be a quick positive net rent.
Yeah, and get a renter in
there. Get a renter in there.
Yeah.
Maybe a HELOC to see if that's going to work.
Yeah.
You know, basically just pull out all the stops to make sure that, you know, it makes sense. But I based off just kind of listening to the scenario, I would say that would probably be the best way.
Right.
And then whether or not you take a HELOC or you're able to save up money in the next 3 to 6 months or whatever, that amount of money would be another decision. But what you have to consider, and what me and Chris have been talking about, is that with the current market here in Vegas, if rates do come down, which everybody's thinking they will toward the middle to the end of the year, and into next year, that's going to mean that you're going to have house prices jump back up at an alarming rate. So if you can handle the HELOC and renting the home and kind of get rid of that speed bump of, hey, I don't have that money for the down payment, that would be a good way to go.
Right.
Yeah, because then when the rates drop, then you'll be in prime position to make more moves.
Right.
Right, I believe so.
Well, yeah, then it becomes more affordable to buy other rental properties. Everything kind of gets in line, but at least he has his one rental property ready to go. And like you said, prime position, what he means is that you could probably most likely at that point refinance that HELOC to a lower rate, maybe even consolidate it with the primary, or once you get the primary, that's going to gain value. Maybe it's cheaper to have the HELOC on the primary versus having it on your investment property. So there's different options. Once the
for the refinance portion, basically, different approaches. Okay.
This is so great because Mike will be asking me these questions and I'll be like, I don't know. He'll be like, oh, can I do this and can I do this? I was like,
maybe.
Let's get you on the show.
Let me think about it. Yeah.
Let's get you on the show. Let's figure it out on the show, real time. Right. Because I just show houses and do videos.
Don't discount what you do, man.
No, I do work. I'm great at what I do. I'm just saying, when we talk about the numbers part,
it's all about having the right team, though. You know what I mean?
Team where I am the point guard of the team. You feel me? I am the point guard. Dish it off to Kevin. Boom. He's going to dribble the rock a few times. You know what I mean? Set it up and pass it back to me. I take the defense, dribble. I'll pass it out to Michael Mooney. Takes it up for the three. Boom.
Yep.
Another house.
You know it.
Another house. Another one.
Let's see what we got.
Another one.
All right, so let's talk payment real quick. You ready?
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, so if we're doing a FHA loan,
Okay.
all right, so $400,000 minimal down payment, good credit. You're going to be somewhere around $2,650 without your taxes and insurance or HOA taken into account yet.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know. That's a lot of people in this market, if they haven't talked to a lender and they haven't talked mortgage payments, right? Sometimes it's a shocker to them.
Yeah.
You know, when you first hear that payment. I'm sure your $150,000 2.5% interest rate is not $2,500.
Correct. Quite a bit different.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, and in $400,000, like a regular single family home back when you had that loan refinanced, would have been $1,800, right? So it's definitely a different ball game these days. Now that's without any seller
100%.
contributions, right? And so when we talk about seller contributions to buy the rate down, like for instance, if you got the seller to pay 1 point, that would go to $2,560, so $100 off there. And then if you got them to do 2 points, which we've seen them do, 2 points is pretty much not a huge ask. You could get it to about $2,500 flat. So and let's just talk so that you can kind of get a good idea here. $2,500 is just the principal and interest in the FHA mortgage insurance. And let's see, at 2 points, from the seller or from you if you had extra money. Right. On top of the down payment and closing costs. So let's see here real quick. I want to check out $400,000. We're just going to estimate tax and insurance for you real quick.
All right.
Sweet. Oh, Mike, did you
digging his background music? Yeah, what's up?
Did you say you checked out the rentals around the rental rates around your area?
Yeah, like what were you condo rent for?
Oh, a while back, I took a peek at it. I think it was saying like roughly I could probably rent it for like 15-ish, 12 to 15, 12 to 15.
What's your payment right now, including tax, insurance, and HOA?
It's about $900. Well, HOA fees, probably about $1,000, a little over $1,000.
That's with HOA.
Yeah, with HOA. Okay. Yeah.
So you'd have a $500 positive net rent.
Yeah, potential.
Right.
Yeah.
What's really cool about that, it's good you brought that up, Chris, is that a $25,000 HELOC is not going to be $500 a month.
Right.
$500 a month. So I could rent it out and cover both the mortgage and the HELOC potentially.
You might easily break even with that scenario. From what I'm saying, or from just a quick estimate, like right off the top. It's not like I calculated it, but. Tax and insurance on that house, like on this house that we're looking at for $400,000 would be like $368, something like that. So, so you're going to be at what did we talk about? We were talking about $2,500 plus, so like $2,900 is kind of where people are at right now. And that's the minimal down. Obviously, a lot of people are avoiding these rates with paying more down if they have it.
Right.
And then I want to do a comparison. So we're looking at like $3,850, something like that with tax and insurance. And then let me look at conventional real quick with 5% down. See how much difference it is.
So he could potentially be paying the same amount, or
you mean on the rental, right?
Yeah. And once he gets like a renter in there.
Yeah, he could if he could rent it for $1,500 and his mortgage and everything is about $1,000, and we get him a HELOC for the down payment on the new house, then that house is self-sufficient.
Right, it covers itself, right?
Yeah.
And then he's at that point he has the money in his pocket or access to the money for the down payment on the new house. And then it's just a scenario about the new scenario. You kind of leave the other one out.
Right.
Let's see what the conventional looks like for you.
All right. It's kind of interesting.
Kinda.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I think it's great.
No, it
lots of different routes too, right? I was probably one of those people that's like locked in. I got to have the money
right
now, right?
And
Not thinking about the other stuff.
Yeah, and one thing that's great about this show is like it opens up your mind to these other options that can happen. That is possible. Like, hey, I could be paying maybe the same amount or maybe a little bit more, and now I have 2 properties. Now, and then and then when the numbers change, when the rates change and stuff like that, then it puts you in a better position to get more property, and then more property, and then next thing you know,
I appreciate y'all walking through it. It's interesting stuff. Yeah. Cool to know the different options we got as home buyers or homeowners. So it's a cool thing.
As a boss, baby, as an owner. As a boss.
As an owner.
So what it looks like, actually, what I'm looking at right now, like this, if you have the seller pay the same 2% buy down on a conventional loan, it would actually end up being a little more expensive, than the FHA option, because we're starting at $2,590 versus like $2,500 flat, and so $90 different for conventional. So I think with your scenario being that you have minimal down, you have good credit, we probably would go FHA. The one difference, though, that not a lot of people talk about is there's upfront mortgage insurance added to your mortgage balance. Okay, so if you have a $300,000 mortgage with conventional loan, right, that's your mortgage balance. If you have a $300,000 mortgage with an FHA loan, they add 1.75% upfront mortgage insurance fee on top of that amount. So you'll end up with a higher mortgage starting balance with FHA, number one, because you're not putting 5% down, number two, because they're adding that upfront mortgage insurance to the balance. But it all works out for a lower payment for you by $100. So it really depends on, obviously, people that have the extra money for the down payment, and they have extra money just because they have extra money, like that they're overqualified, right? They're going to go conventional. They're going to say, hey, I'll pay the extra $90 a month. Because
you'll save money in the long run, basically, right?
Because if you figure the upfront mortgage insurance on the house, if let's say the mortgage amount's $300,000, and we're looking at $5,250 that they're adding to your balance for the upfront mortgage insurance, divide that by $90 a month difference in payment. Once you hit 58 months on the conventional loan, right, then it would have made sense to go with the FHA loan because you paid that much more in payments, but it takes 58 months, right? So in that case, it's almost 5 years. So that what that means is that if you don't think the rate, you're never going to refinance out of it in that 5-year term, 4.8 years or whatever, then it makes sense to go ahead and take the FHA loan, right? Pay up front.
But if you're going to refi,
because you're going to save after
take the conventional.
Year, right? But if you're going to refinance, which most people in this market know they're going to refinance probably within the first year of their home, because rates are going to be lower.
As soon as those rates are down.
And so it would just depend. Now, if it's a qualification issue, then that's a whole different story. Like, let's say we're right up against your debt ratio. With conventional, we're maxed at 50%. 50.05% of your gross income can't go above that. With FHA, we can get it above that with an automated approval, basically up to 57.9%. The top debt ratio. So FHA has its benefits: lower down payment requirement, lower payment, and higher debt ratio available. But it's going to cost you more on the balance part. Versus conventional, which is different. So I just wanted to share kind of like what those differences were. And
I appreciate that. That's interesting. Cool stuff to know. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we can look at both options. I mean, it really just depends on, your goals on that, but yeah. Right. Do you have any questions based off of that? I mean, I'm going to have Chris give me your contact information if that's okay. And we'll probably reach out, have more of a specific conversation about like your debt ratio and things. Because this, let's just put it this way: if we're at 60,000, right, in income, I can at least do this part for you. So we're looking at 5,000 a month gross income, right?
Right.
So right as it sits right now, you would qualify just based off a quick conversation. Conventionally, we can't go over $2,500 for principal, interest, tax, insurance, HOA, and any other credit cards or car loans that you have.
Right.
You know, and for FHA, you know, $5,000 a month times, let's say 57%. We could go up to about $2,850 for the FHA payment, but that's principal, interest, tax, insurance, mortgage insurance, and any other payments you have. Are you out? You have credit card debt and car loans?
Yeah, I do got some credit card debt that I'm working on clearing up a little bit here.
What about car loans?
I'm leasing a car right now, so.
Okay, so that would be considered part of the debt ratio, right?
Gotcha. Right.
So, for instance, if you don't mind me asking, what's that lease payment for the car?
I think it's about $350-ish.
Okay, so now we're back down to just to give you kind of an estimate here. So you would qualify for $2,850 with no payments, right? Payment on the new house. Now we're back down to $2,500 with FHA, more like $2,200 with the conventional. What about all the minimum payments on the credit cards? If you just had to guess, how much is that?
Oh gosh,
just the minimums.
I don't even know.
Like 100
minimums. I think probably 150 to 200 range. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to cut into that you know, max qualified payment. So now we're down to like $2,300 total payment or $2,000 total payment, right? And we were talking about almost $3,000 realistic payment.
Okay.
To $2,800 realistic payment. So we've got about a $500 discrepancy, which is basically your credit cards and car loans.
Yeah.
Right. So the only way to fix that is more down payment for a $400,000 home, or bringing down that purchase price to closer to $300.
Yeah.
To offset that difference in payment.
To offset that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of how that all works.
Yeah. There's some
cool.
There's some great townhomes for $300.
Right. But the other part of the 300 townhome that we're not talking about is we're not talking about it. We didn't talk about HOA payments in this scenario.
Yeah.
So if you have a $400, $500 HOA payment because it's a townhome or condo,
that factors in.
That's going to make you qualify for even less.
There's great homes with no HOA for $300,000. See, but at least this gives me a range to where we can go and you know, tailor make the
take a look around, right?
Tailor made
the search to find something that'll get you that second green house on Monopoly, baby.
Right.
That's right.
That's the name of the game, just to get in.
So
and
the other
more property.
The other part, Michael, is that you know, so I guess the first part is figuring out how your current house is going to look rented, and how that HELOC would look for down payment. If we were to make a move, that's our first move to see what that looks like, and then look at how much can we get you pre-approved for with your current debts and your current income.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, interesting stuff. I appreciate y'all for walking through it.
No problem.
Not a problem, man.
I'm excited, man. Can make this happen.
Yeah. We'll link up. We'll take some look.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling up, and then I'll give you Kevin's number. I'll put us in a group chat, and then we can go on from there.
All right, cool. I appreciate you, Chris and Kevin.
Hey, no problem, Michael. Thanks for letting us go over your scenario.
Of course, y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye.
All right, deuces.
Sweet.
So yeah, we went into a lot of detail. Like normally, if Michael had called, you know, the first part would be like we did it exactly how I would do it.
Okay.
First part is, do you have the money for down payment? Right.
Yeah.
And that's going to tell me whether or not they can buy tomorrow, or if we're going to be waiting.
Right.
And so the first step is to see, what does he qualify for a HELOC on that particular property, and how do those numbers work? Okay, now we got our down payment.
Right.
So now we're talking about the pre-approval.
Okay.
So it's a refi first. Now he's pre-approved because now he has money.
Yeah.
We could have looked at down payment assistance products and stuff like that. Not all of them require you to be a first-time home buyer. But again, if we're already having problems getting them qualified for the 300 to 400 range, down payment assistance is going to lessen that even more.
Yeah.
Because usually either your first mortgage rate is higher on a down payment assistance product, or you have a payment that's included with the down payment assistance, and there's less down payment assistance available for someone who already has owned a home versus a first-time home buyer.
Right. So let me ask you this: like in this type of situations, have you seen like early investors or people like getting into the game, like been in this situation and then be able to get into that next house and make it work and then start building and building? It's like this is like the first step, like right? Is this like a common thing that happens where people are just
well, yeah,
really
I mean, it's a lot of times people are they're trying to make a move, but they don't know the information, right? Mm-hmm. And so this is a huge step forward for Michael, is to know kind of like what he's going to run into.
Right.
Like, I think we talked for, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was very informative.
Yeah, so we talked for about 30 minutes, and he got all of the information to know, okay, I don't have the money yet. Mm-hmm. Do I sell my home? Do I rent it out? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's look at the HELOC, see how that looks. Right. He might still decide that he just wants to sell it. Yeah. Right? It might be more important for him to jump into a single family home, because that's what he wants his lifestyle to look like, right? Okay. And then he can worry about rentals later. Okay. Not everyone's going to be an investor, is what I'm trying to say. Right. Okay. So he's already technically an investor, because if he sells his home and he nets $60,000, he made a great investment. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And so that's a good investment there. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he's going to take the money that he made from that and invest into moving himself up. Yeah. He's still winning. Right. Absolutely. He's still going to build equity on his home. Mm-hmm. But what I mean by saying not everyone's an investor is that not everyone's going to want to own rental properties. Exactly. It's a good idea for people that want to learn about it and know about it, but some people aren't going to want to manage it. Some people may want to hire a property manager, and that's going to be an additional cost. So we talk about the benefits of it because we want investors to know that we know about how it works. Mm-hmm. And we can help them with different products and programs for it, but not everyone is going to turn into an investor. Right. So that makes sense. If Michael decided, hey, you know what, I really want this new house, I really want to get something around 350 to 400. Maybe he has a growing family, or if somebody has a kid, or the condo's just too small, whatever the case may be. By all means, there's your money right there. You've made your equity. Now use it to move up by selling it. Yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, people that hang on to their previous home and buy a new property are typically people that have saved up the down payment for the new property, even though they have equity in the previous property. Oh, okay. So if he had said, hey, I have a 401k with $50,000 in it, or $20,000 or $25,000 or whatever, or I've saved up some money, then it would be like a no-brainer. Right. Hey, you don't need to sell your condo. Let's just rent it. Right. But because he doesn't have the money, then we decide, okay, that's one of the options, selling the condo. Okay. Option 2 is getting a HELOC on it. Okay. So. Okay. So yeah, because you'd want, if you had the money saved, then you'd save the money off the interest rates off the HELOC, right? Correct. Right. Okay. Correct. Or you save having to pay a real estate agent to sell the house, right? If you don't want to sell it. Right. So those are the options there. Okay. And of course we always say, if you have all the money in the world, then you don't need to finance. So just keep on buying. There's all these different steps and layers of like who we're talking to and how it's going to work in their best interest. Sweet. That was good. Let's see if I can find another caller here. Let's get a little. I might have to take a little break ski. Little break ski? Yeah. We could do a little break ski. I gotta, go take care of business real quick. Okay. We can take a little break ski. This coffee is going right through me, is what I'm saying. Yeah, you could do it. I can rap. Let me rap. Let me entertain. All right. I'll be right back. All right. That was a good one. That was a great call. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh. Where is this? There you go. Uh-huh. Let's go. Yeah. You know what it is, Chris Cashavelli. Live on Vegas Live Radio. He left, so I felt like rapping, you feel me? You already know what it is, Chris Cashavelli. Let's go. We get high. I don't know why. Looking to supply. You with the realest, the trillest, I feel it. See, we gon' multiply.
Never divide and conquer, living with honor. Last motherfucker breathing, can't stop, won't stop. So we all eating, keep it hot. What you got? I got the motherfucking formula. Bitch is horny, yeah, and she gon' throw me her thing like in high slang. Can't wanna move to Las Vegas, try to do the same thing. Middle finger to my haters, forget the flakers. So debonair when I dab, she caught the vapors. Sipping cannon lane, women at me. Sipping cannon lane, women at me. Sipping cannon lane, women at me. Unforgettable moments, and it happens randomly. Every weekend, no sleeping, it's peaking. Levels turned up, affected everyone that is reaching. Limo tint on the whip, they can't peek in. No beef, just green like a vegan. We get high, we get high. Come on. We get high, we get high. Call up. We get high, yeah. Yeah, 702-505-3297. We getting you pre-qualified. Yeah. Get you pre-qualified. Yeah, you know.
Vegas Life Radio.
Come on. Survival of the littest. I got a light beer, baby, order Guinness. Picture me rolling, at least catch an image of a Triller turning up, sipping vintage wines all the time. I'm lit, trying to shine. Next thing to grind on and watch it shine. Next time you see me, I'm on a flight. Just got a package from a shorty that came through overnight. Now I'm ready to go get it. The reason why they here is just so they can spend it. And my Triller's gon' get it. When I say I turn up my belly, I really meant it. Catch me wildin' out on the strip. Chris Cash and I got a list. And I know a few people there. Double cup sipping cannabis. We get high, we get high. Come on. We'll get you pre-qualified. Yeah. Come on. 702-505-3297. Let's get you pre-qualified live on air, baby. You know what it is. Yeah, Vegas Live Podcast. We out here getting you pre-qualified. Let me see. Call up. Who would you like to call in? Let's see. All right, I'm get some people to call up. And he's back. How
Yo.
How was your little break?
It was good, man.
It was good. It was good. That's very good. All right. Boom. So we have a whole radio show here. It's nuts. All right, I'm gonna call people. I'm gonna call this girl. Her name is Kim. Let's see what she's doing. See what she's up to. Kimberly.
Please leave your message for 702-807.
No one wants to hear that voicemail, man.
Oh man.
What do you do?
That wasn't the voicemail, huh? Was that the voicemail?
No, I'm just kidding. The greeting.
I know. All right. She sent me. I'm gonna call this guy, Edward. He's another realtor. Let's see what this other realtor has to say. Oh.
What kind of ring is that?
It's a FaceTime audio, sir. Yes, I FaceTime people. Audio. Edward Finley, singer. I'm trying to call you, sir. Trying to see how your business day is going. Selling them homes.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
person you're calling is not available at this time.
I didn't know FaceTime audio has a
voicemail?
Yeah, I didn't know that. You learned something new. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Who can I call? Trying to see who can I call. Ghostbusters. All right, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about stuff.
Okay. What did we talk about so far?
We talked about
about Michael Mooney, right?
Yeah, he had his whole situation. Oh wait, let me put your camera back up.
Oh, you don't even got me on the show anymore?
I was rapping.
Oh no.
I was rapping and I just felt like I didn't have to put your box up. So, but
hey, you're not even all the way.
what?
Your screen's not all the way to the, bottom.
No, that's an optical illusion.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an optical illusion. I'm gonna hit on this side. See, I'm gonna hit on this side.
Okay. All right.
See?
So why don't you ask me some questions, man? What do you want to talk about? So we talked about this particular scenario. Do you think Mr. Michael is going to be really interested in moving forward with maybe a purchase?
I'm pushing for it. I mean, if it makes sense, because
Right.
I like it just makes sense if you can get into another. To me, if you can get into another property
Before values go up, right?
yeah, because
More.
they're going up, right? I mean that's the assumption.
That's the assumption.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of the things are pointing that way with all the things that are being built in Las Vegas.
Right, and people continuing to move here.
And continuing to move here. And it's just, I want to keep pushing this issue because I want me and all my colleagues to gain wealth and to be by the beach. They're actually building a beach here in Las Vegas.
Where are they building the beach?
They're building a man-made beach right there by the Rio.
Don't they already have one?
No, they're gonna.
Doesn't Mandalay have a beach?
It does. It's actually a nice property. It's like
Right.
nice to go there. I took my kids there over the summer. It's very nice. They're gonna build another man-made beach, a bigger one, around the Rio. It's not gonna be at the Rio. I don't know. I should get the information more, but yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of development here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it is growing. But yeah, basically the reason why we want to make sure people are taking advantage is not just so we can gain wealth, but also so they can gain wealth.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay.
I didn't mean it in a self.
I just want to make sure. Make sure we
No.
clear that up.
I mean, I'm here. I'm here to help people.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
No, I
come
get
on.
you.
Yeah.
No, but so they gain wealth and so they don't miss the boat.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people missed the boat in 2019,
Yeah.
2018,
Yeah. So
17, 15.
So even with Michael, because when he was telling me,
I mean, I guess they even missed the boat last year. I mean,
Yeah.
it keeps
Yeah.
going up, so
yeah,
it's like
the boat, and there's
the
more
boat
boats
is
coming.
being missed.
It's being
Until it goes down,
Yeah.
Which we don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I guess the only way that I would see that happening is if you have a mass unemployment situation.
which I don't foresee. I don't foresee that at all.
The COVID thing should have caused a huge downturn in the mortgage market, but the Fed came in and told lenders that they had to let people not pay their payments.
No, yeah.
So when people lost their jobs because of COVID, they couldn't be foreclosed on. It was like a
Right.
law.
Yeah. I
So
remember that law.
it was
Forbearance, right?
yeah, the forbearance.
Yeah,
So
I
they
remember
had
that.
to allow for forbearance for an unlimited disclosed amount of time.
Yeah.
I think it just expired
Oh.
like a year or
Damn.
something ago,
Damn.
maybe. But what I'm saying is that's usually what causes a downturn in the market is when you have a whole bunch of homes come on the market because they're being foreclosed on.
Right. And that's the
Or because there's not the only other way would be if we had a stall out in incomes.
right.
If people couldn't afford to buy, which
right.
obviously they're resilient because people are still buying with these higher interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if it came to a point where no one could afford to buy anymore
Mhm.
and we didn't have any buyer demand and everybody was being disqualified,
Right.
then the prices would have to come down in order to meet that availability or ability from the buyer side.
And the jobs are here, man. I mean. Oh, whoops, wrong one.
But yeah, that's the only way that I could see it coming down.
So, in short, they're not coming down.
Right.
We're going all the way up. We are going all the way.
Yeah. If anything, this higher rate market has just slowed down real estate here.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel
It's slowed
weeding
down
out.
the increase.
Yeah, I feel like it's just weeding out the people that really want to get into it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy when, like, in 2019, how fast the prices went up through 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some pullback, but I'm talking about listings.
Yeah.
Right. Because really I guess the price of homes and the increase is measured from sold homes. So homes that were on the market and didn't sell, they had to come down in order to meet, the affordability problem.
Yeah.
But that's been met, and now at this point everything's still moving at a pretty good pace.
Yeah.
So I don't see it getting any worse.
So we need to get in on it. Let me call Omar. Let me call this guy. Let's see what his deal is.
Omar.
Did
we talk to an Omar?
Omazi, Omar, what's going on? You are live on the Vegas Life podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What's going with you?
You know. I know we talked to you last week. Oh, are you on your AirPod? Huh?
Speaker.
Nope.
Speaker? Are you on your speaker?
Yeah, I'm on my speakerphone.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and just kind of use the regular phone, please?
So good.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live on the podcast. I just wanted to see if you had a few minutes to chat, just a little bit. I know we had talked to you, I think last week, but you're busy with Oceana. I think you're still busy with it right now.
Right. All right. I'm actually holding it right now. Right. We're watching the clips.
Okay. I see.
The eclipse.
Oh,
we about to go back in the house. Yeah.
Eclipse going
It's
on
over
right
now, though.
Oh, we missed the eclipse?
Well, it was only like 56% here.
Oh, okay.
I saw the moon was like at the end of it on the side of the sun.
Oh, man.
But it was cool to see.
I heard if you looked at it, you might go blind. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's what I heard too.
He was like, well, I looked at it. I'm not blind yet, so.
Right. I heard that though.
All right. Well, seems like you're busy.
Yeah.
We'll
be cool, man.
We'll call you again.
Have a great show.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Peace. Full-time dad. Look at him. Ain't mad at it. All right. Let's see who else we can call. We should prank call people.
No.
That would be great.
I mean, that already felt like a prank call.
Yeah, right. He's like, bro,
he was
stop.
like, what do you want?
Stop calling me, bro. I was like, why not? Why should we not call you? Let's call you. All right. What else can we talk about?
What do you mean, man?
Let's talk about mortgages.
Okay.
Real quick,
what you want to hear about it?
What about a current client that you had?
A current client that I have?
Yeah.
Or that I had?
I meant just the current scenario that you.
Okay.
Because I remember last time we talked about that investor who had like 30 properties and he wanted.
That one's an interesting one.
He wanted to get 60 properties.
I will tell you right now that a lot of my clients or potential clients, I should say, because they're not clients yet, are going on plans.
Okay.
So a lot of them don't have the money yet.
Okay.
Like we talked to Michael, he doesn't have the money yet, right? Some of them are first-time home buyers without the money.
Okay.
But then they also have credit issues, like we talk about every show. Income, assets, credit.
Income, assets, credit. Oh, I know I have a call now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to continue to go.
Yeah. Keep
but there's
just call out
situations of where there's programs for if you have two of those three, right? So the stated income for investors, if you have the better credit and you have assets, you can go stated income.
And again, assets includes money saved up. Right?
When I say assets, actually, I want to make this clear. Assets means money.
Okay.
Cash assets.
Perfect.
Like money in the bank.
Perfect. That's just a nice
I guess I should verify that or make sure I'm clear with that because people will think, oh, well, I own this and I own this and I own that.
Right.
That's not the kind of assets you need for a mortgage.
Be like, that's not an asset. That's a liability.
Well, it could be an asset, right? There is such thing as owning something that's an asset, but
what would that be like? Stocks?
Well,
Bonds.
Well, stocks and bonds, those are assets, but those are easily converted to cash, right?
Okay. Crypto.
But like owning cars and stuff, that's not an asset.
It's liability, sir.
Unless they sell it and get the money from it, and then we're interested in what the money was, not what the car was. Okay. Right.
Yep.
So so I should say, just to be clear, liquid cash assets is what I'm talking about.
Liquid cash, liquid gold.
Yep. And typically it needs to be in the bank account, not under a mattress. Because if it's under a mattress, then you got to put it in the bank account, and it's got to be seasoned for 2 months.
Okay.
For us to use it.
That's important. So with the people that have cash
in their safe or whatever the case,
that just feel like having cash, it's got to be in a bank account for at least
2 months, and sometimes even 3. Because if the lender asks for 2 months bank statements, right, and they show like a $50,000, $20,000 deposit, that's going to be a problem because it's cash and you can't. I mean, how are you going to?
I see.
How are you going to trace it from? Where did it come from? Well, it came from his safe. Well, how do we know that? You know, and so if you put it in, and then it might even take 3 months because say you put it in April, well, you don't want to show the deposit, so May, June would be the 2 statements.
Right.
So it might take 3 months to season it fully, and so that you can use it for a loan.
Let's say somebody has a business and there's a lot of cash that's coming through the business, but yet maybe they haven't taken their records.
That's different.
That's a different thing.
When you have a business account, then it's expected that you're going to have weird deposits.
Okay.
You're going to have like 10 grand here and 5 grand there, and you know, a teller deposit here and a check over here.
Yeah.
So that's different.
That's a different.
If it's when it's personal money, then they're like, okay, well, typically personal people don't just randomly have 25,000, but they just deposit in cash.
Right.
What they're trying to make sure of is that you're not doing something illegal. Right.
Little funny business.
Yeah.
No funny business around.
No side cash businesses is what they're looking for.
I see.
But yeah. So what I'm saying is that there's different programs for people that have lower credit, right, or higher debt ratio. There's FHA, right?
Yeah.
For people that have no income or no verifiable income, or easily verifiable income, there's bank statement doc, there's stated income.
Okay.
But that's going to require a larger down payment and a larger credit score. Okay. So it's kind of a balance, right? Okay. If you have everything and you have good credit, you're W-2, not self-employed, your income's a salary, and you have a whole bunch of money in the bank, then you're just a conventional client. Like that's what we call a cookie cutter easy loan.
That's easy.
And then as we kind of peel through those layers, somebody who doesn't have enough money down, then we talk about FHA or minimal down conventional. Someone who has maybe some tarnished credit, then now we're talking about FHA. It's basically like take their scenario and kind of dwindle it down to what program's going to work best for them.
Right.
So in the case of Michael, who we just talked to, FHA purchase is going to work best for him.
Nice.
And we price the 2. Like he has good credit, but because he has minimal down, right, and the price range he's looking in, FHA worked out better for him for payment, but not necessarily for the balance.
Right. So if he had, how much do you need? Like 30 grand down? If he needed at least 30?
14 was the scenario for FHA.
FHA. What was the one for?
22 was conventional because it's 5 versus 3.5.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to buy the loans down, then you have additional costs there unless the seller helps you.
Okay.
So
that's good. That's good to break break all that down.
Right.
Let's see. I'm call Vince.
He didn't pick up last time, right?
He did not pick up last time. Better pick up this time, Vince. Pick up. Mr. Vince.
Your call has forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone.
Still that thing. What I do? Turn it off and on?
You gotta turn the Bluetooth off and on.
Oh, there you go. Turn it off and on. So actually, I do gotta talk to you about my personal situation off air.
Off air. Everybody else is sharing, Chris. What happened, man? I'm just kidding.
I got some other questions that may be in the gray area.
Oh, we don't do gray areas.
What?
Nope.
Oh, no gray areas? Oh man.
Actually, well, there's programs in the gray area. That's called non-QM lending.
What does that mean?
Well, programs for bank statement doc and stated income and.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a bank statement doc.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna. And with the bank statement docs, the interest rates are higher, right?
Yep.
And I'm still gonna need a down payment. That's
If you're buying, yeah.
a lot higher.
Yeah. Usually like 25%.
25%. And that.
And it depends on how high you want your interest rate.
Mhm.
The more down, the better the rate. So we'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. Yes, we will. I'm just gonna start calling people. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh wait, how do I do this again? I gotta wait on, off, and then let's see here. Bluetooth on. Here we go. Bluetooth on. Here we go. Boom. Ow. Ow.
I'm not available right now, but if you leave your name, number, and
What are you doing?
Well, in other news, I'm excited to show this baseball player.
Hey, did we talk about the this last weekend? Did you show homes this last weekend? Did we talk about that already?
I don't think so. No, we talked about that last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah, last week when I had to show homes for that one place.
Oh.
Yeah. So
No showing this weekend?
no,
Really?
I showed some. Did I talk about the multiplex that wasn't a multiplex?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I showed this home, and then my investor was looking for a multiplex.
What's multiplex? Like over 4 units?
4 and yes. I mean
Okay.
4 and less, not yes. 4 and less.
Okay.
4 units and less.
All right.
And then what they put on the MLS, the numbers look really great, right? Like it was like these numbers are great. Like
Right.
this is a great investment.
Okay.
We went to go look at it. It wasn't a multiplex. It was a house that had multiple rooms. The guy.
Oh no.
The guy
Did
house.
you put it on? Who listed it?
I'm not gonna say.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
you don't have to
just-
say, but did they put it on MLS like that?
Yeah, so we went there.
Oh no.
And then
Whoever listed it's gonna get busted. You can't be
I was in there and I was just like,
misinformation.
What is this? The guy didn't speak any English either. So he was like, look, room, another room. We went into a room, into another room. And
These are bedrooms.
these are bedrooms. Yes. He had people staying in the living room, people in the room, and there was another room, and then it turned into a bathroom, and it had they had 6 fridges in there. Like it was just.
Oh man.
And the whole thing was packed. Like it was fully occupied.
Whoa.
And then so I was with my investor, and then
So wait, they had did they each bedroom they had like a kitchen setup?
yeah, like it was like he house hacked that motherfucker to the fullest. Like he was like, look, wait, there's more, there's another room, another room. I was like,
These are bedrooms, man.
yeah.
So is it classified as a multiplex?
it was listed. I
I'm saying is
I don't think so.
Did he get it changed at the?
I don't know. I'm not a person that can.
Do you have the address?
Yeah, I'll give it to you later.
Just text it to me.
I will.
I want to look it up
Yeah, it was nuts.
while we're on the air.
Like
Text it to me real quick.
let me see. Oh, actually, here
I gotta see how funny this is.
I'll show it to you. Yeah, wait, let me see. Yeah, my investor was like, Chris, you should have just told me. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, this is pretty.
Does it look like a fourplex from the front?
See, the thing is, no, it didn't. It didn't at all. I should have known too, but I was curious to see if it was true or not, and it was not true. Sometimes and that's the thing. Like when you see stuff on the MLS, you gotta go look.
Well, they. I mean, it's. listing agents, there's rules against like putting the wrong information on a listing.
Yeah, you know, I ain't no snitch, but yeah. Oh, here you go. Look at this one. That's the address.
Okay.
That's the address over there. Yeah, because she was going over the numbers and she's like, "What? I don't believe this. This is a great investment." I'm like, "It looks good on paper. Let's go."
It's an awesome investment. It's a single family home.
Let's go ahead and look it up. I was like, wait a minute. But now I know. It's okay. Understanding. I understand now. So that is what it's about. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, did you get a chance to talk to anybody that I sent you? That the thing afterwards, after the shows? Anybody?
No. I reached out to them.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not ready to pull the trigger?
They're not ready. They're not ready.
That's what you said, right?
Yep.
It's a tough situation. Trust me, I know.
So we want to do is we basically just give them my information, and if they're ready, they know how to get a hold of me. And we had a lot of conversation prior to.
Send me the link.
Yeah, this is. I see what's going on.
Later.
Wow.
Right? You seen that, huh?
Yeah, I see this little kitchen thing that they got going here.
Pretty crazy. Huh?
Oh man. Well, there's a.
Oh, I got somebody I could call. Here. Let me get this. While you look at that monstrosity. Let's have a little chat with this guy. This guy likes to chat. Oh, I just see while I'm on air, I get ideas of who to call. Let's see, I shouldn't have that before, but I'm gonna call this guy. This guy is Blaine. Blaine. Let's see what he has to say.
What's the word, bro?
What's up with it, bro? How are you doing? You are live on the Vegas Live podcast right now.
Yo.
I'm here with Kevin. What we're doing is getting people pre-qualified to own some houses, to get a loan for a house so we can get you into the house game, so we can play real life Monopoly. Are you ready to get started, Blaine? Mac B.
Oh, man.
Or if you have any questions, any financial questions.
No, actually, the house that I want's not on the market, bro.
Okay. Did you get it pre-approved yet or pre-qualified yet?
No.
You want to take a crack?
My credit's not that good. My credit's not that good, bro.
Oh, your credit's not that good. Okay.
Nah. It's getting up there. It's getting up there, but
okay.
And actually, I was going to call you to see if you can find out if guy's gonna. I want to find out if the guy's gonna sell the house or like what he's gonna do. It's my mom's old house, and it's my mom's old house in Henderson.
Okay. So does your mom need help selling the house? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, the guy who owns it is the owner of the house. We don't own the house anymore.
Oh, I see. And but you and your mom are looking to buy. Is that what you're saying?
No. If anybody buys, it's gonna be you. But
you're just
the house.
I see.
Yeah, I don't even know what's out on the market right now.
Right. I see. Well, yeah, I could definitely look at that later offline for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I looked at it on Zillow. It's in Henderson, bro.
Okay. Send me the address.
I'll send you the address.
I got you, man. I'll take care of you, bro. Don't worry.
I know. What else you been up to, man?
Oh, I've been just doing this radio show live on the air right now. It's it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing, bro. So let me let me hit you back after this.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Peace. Mac B, man. When I was on Hot 97.5, we always called up to the radio station all the time, man.
Right.
So, Big Mac B. All right, let me find another person to call real quick. Oh, let me call this guy. Oh, this guy wanted to get some stuff. See, my ideas start going. Jay, he said.
Yeah, I haven't never seen anything like this in
Right?
my life.
It was nuts. It's still up there, right? Is it still?
Yeah.
Is
It
it
looks
still-
like a bunch of bedrooms that they put like little kitchenettes in, and I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
They did an add-on. It
They
doesn't
broke.
look like anything was done with permits.
Ooh, that's what I said too. I was like, this is not.
Yeah.
This is not legal. That's what I said. I ain't no snitch. So yeah.
Looks like one of the units might be a patio. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely.
Just imagine being. I felt like I was in an episode of like a Training Day or like some movie. I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, this can't be life.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying
Jerk. I called you jerk live on air. Jerk face. Let's call this other guy. This guy. Bernard.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, your buddy Blaine there,
Yeah.
he disqualified himself.
He did. He
He
really
he didn't want to talk about it. You got to want to talk about it at least to know what you're doing.
he disqualified.
He was like, "No, my credit's bad. No."
I'm done. No assets. No credit. No. Bernard.
What's going on?
Bernard, what's up? You are live on the Vegas Life podcast. How are you doing?
Nothing much, bro. I'm just up to.
Wait, what? Hey, are you
I'm
on,
at the.
are you on speakerphone or are you on your Bluetooth? Or
I'm on speakerphone.
oh, can you get off speakerphone for just a second, please? Oh wow.
All right, what's going on?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
like
sorry.
now we can hear
him. Bernard, what's up? You're live on the Vegas Life podcast, and I'm here with Kevin Sherba. He's a mortgage lender, and I know you were interested about investing, and then I know we had a previous conversation. As soon as I got my license, we had a conversation. But now, if you have any questions, financial questions,
Or real estate questions.
or real estate question that we can answer for you today, feel free.
What's going on, fellas? Right now I'm just pretty much waiting for interest rates to go back down so I can refi my own, mortgage and then have extra cash.
Okay.
But as far as investing goes, I haven't really looked into it, and if there's any programs out there where you don't have to put money down, use like bank's money straight up, and then kind of get into a property or whatnot, using that aspect. But
Okay.
yeah.
Are you looking for so you would be keeping your house where you live, right? So you live in the house that you own, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got in at a really high interest rate, so my cash flow is really tied up.
What kind of rate, if you don't mind me
Yeah, so
asking,
I'm
what kind of rate did you get in at?
6.5.
Okay. Is FHA?
Sorry, what was that?
Was it FHA financing or conventional?
Yeah.
FHA?
Yeah, it was FHA.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of still where things are where they're kind of at right now with FHA. And so you're saying that you're going to wait till the rates come down in order to access equity in the house. Is that right?
No, I just need to free up some cash flow for myself.
Okay.
But because because our mortgage is so, it's it's nearly $5,000, my mortgage right now.
Right.
So that's a lot for me to. I don't like really investing when my cash flow is really tight.
Yeah, I get you. So right now the current primary home payment is taking up all of your extra cash that you would normally be investing in, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, or like for instance, right? We go into I buy an investment property. Of course, I wouldn't be buying into it without cash reserves. Make sure there's something that But if I would be going into a investment property, I want to make sure I'm able to, be able to at least pay part of that mortgage until somebody walks in and buys it or rents it or whatnot.
Yeah, like have 3 to 6 months reserves on the payment.
Exactly.
And right now, because your current house payment's like, upwards of $5,000, you don't have those cash reserves to feel comfortable making a step like that. Okay, smart.
Yeah.
A lot of people have to think about, if you buy a rental property, it doesn't mean it's going to be rented 100% of the time. You got to have that backup to make sure that you're paying payments on time and that you can afford it. So that's definitely a good thing to share with our viewers. Secondarily, when did you get the house? Did you get it like last year or?
Yep, exactly a year from this month. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of assuming because of the rate.
The rate,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it wasn't 2 years ago. It was last year.
That's crazy. Like a year. How
it's been about it's been about a year with the higher rates, a little more.
Yeah, and
about a year and a half.
And I guess for since I don't really have much questions about investing, and maybe for your viewers and listeners, the tough part I had to make a decision on is, hey, do I keep writing, miss out on the home that we really want, or just get into it and like kind of hope for the best? Because that was really
that was last year, right?
Dilemma that we had.
That was the choice or the choice that you made last year, right?
Yes, because we really love this one community out here in Arizona. It's one of the top rated communities and revered communities that people move to. Right. And on top of that, have family and friends live in that same neighborhood, so it's a huge plus all around. But
you're making it.
Interest rates
you're making it so far, right?
Yeah. So really stretching it. So we were sitting on a property that we had 2.5% on. So our mortgage was barely over $1,000, and sitting on a lot of equity on. And then now we're ready to move, but interest rates are super high, pushing 7% at a home that we want around $750,000.
Oh, you're saying hang on. So you're saying you found the house that you want, and it's not the one you're living in right now. That's what you're saying.
No,
it's the one I'm living in. I'm talking about last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He had his house at the 2% or whatever.
So you're in good shape then, right? I mean, or is it is it? I mean, obviously, I want our listeners to know that if they do jump, make that jump, that that sometimes it can feel a little stressful, right? So you're feeling a little bit of the stress of the payment right now, right?
The only thing that saved me, I followed my principle. One of my true principles is having cash reserves.
Right.
Because my situation's a little different. I'm a self-employed small business owner. So, small business owners, you got to ride the waves of your business, right? So my situation's a little different than probably most.
Right.
But what really saved me is just sticking to what I know. Is I had 6 months of cash reserves, just really let me stay afloat when the business wasn't doing too good during certain months.
Right.
So, but I mean, a lot of people might be in this, maybe even a worse situation now, right? Credit card debt is all-time high. Right. Interest rates are still high now. The home prices are starting to go down, but if your credit card debt's high, then that means you're barely making it.
Yeah, debt ratio is high.
I feel like,
and it's good. I mean, and we don't hear this a lot. When most people, because there's two different sides of the coin right now. There's people that kept their previous home in the low interest rate and have done nothing with it, right? They didn't move up, they didn't move down, they're just sitting,
right?
Because it's comfortable, right? Might not be the house they want, and everybody's sitting here waiting on the fence to buy something else, right? And there's people that have made that jump last year, hoping that they would be able to refinance in a year. I have clients that did, a temporary rate buy down, assuming that we would already be down into the 4 or 5% range now. And so rates definitely have stayed up longer than we thought that they would, when it comes to that. And it has to do with what you're talking about. You're talking about credit card. A lot of people have a lot of credit card debt right now, right? And it's the consumer consumerism right now, that people are spending, and the stock market looks great, employment looks great, the consumer numbers look great, like people are still buying a whole bunch of stuff. And you bring up a good point that a lot of people are buying on credit cards, and they just haven't reached that point where it becomes unmanageable yet. And until that happens, the Fed's not going to be rescuing anything. There's no reason for the Fed to lower interest rates because there's no problems yet. Like, well, I guess under the surface there might be, but it hasn't hit the fan yet. That's what I should say.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
as rates come down, right? Or I guess when they look at the general, like when the Fed is adjusting rates up and down, they're waiting for a problem to fix. And that's the problem. That's why it stayed up. It's been high so long, because inflation hasn't come down like they thought it would. And we haven't had any, downturn in stock market. We haven't had any downturn in employment like they thought that they would have seen by now, which is what would have caused them to lower the interest rates, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are more versed than I am, of course, in this industry. I look at kind of what's around me, right, in my business and what's going on. So last year, last quarter, like the holiday season, UPS didn't hire any holiday workers, at least in our area, and that's a huge ordeal. So if they didn't hire any holiday workers, that means consumer buying's down. Right, so what's really the truth?
Yeah, where are the numbers coming from, and who's reporting what, right? So, and we have the same suspicions on our radio show, that we keep seeing these employment numbers, right?
Right.
And it's everything's looking great. Every print is great, right? And then when you look in, but read between the lines, you're looking at, okay, well, good jobs have come down. High-paying jobs have come down, and all of this extra jobs that you're seeing are all of the entry-level jobs, the temporary work. And I guess, like you said, we have to just trust the numbers that we see, but who are they actually coming from? You make a good point.
Right.
Yeah, and so that was the weird thing that happened in my business that affected kind of like my approach with investing anything.
Right.
The fact that the UPS, he's a UPS driver. He delivers to us. No holidays workers means there's not a lot of people buying. And then sure enough, my numbers year over year from last year, I was down a lot. Right. So the consumer spending, I'm speaking from a small business perspective. The consumer buying was way down for me, so I don't know. It might be in my retail sector.
Are you a UPS driver? Like you?
I'm not.
Have a route?
I'm not. The reason why I brought him up because he delivers, and we had a conversation just like this about investing.
Right.
And so the reason why I bring him up, because usually a good, just kind of litmus test, just kind of visual test of how things are going is when you see those Penske trucks rented by UPS driving all around. Right. But I did not see one Penske truck being rented and driven, at least in my town, which is booming. This is the East Side Valley of Arizona, where a lot of people are moving to. So, sometimes like what numbers are being portrayed and shown out there do not it doesn't match.
It doesn't compute, right?
Right. And so sure enough, when I compared my business numbers from year over year, we were way down, and I did not understand what was going on. And then, sure enough, hey, I think a huge reason why credit card debt is up because of inflation. Like no one can afford like their, normal goods. Like, everyone's deferring to credit card.
Yeah, it's just any extra because their income hasn't gone up, right? Incomes haven't grown. Although there's more jobs, the income growth is very minimal from these prints that we're seeing. But what you're saying is that, and it's what we say on our radio show too, is that as a consumer, you're getting hit from both ends. You have a higher interest rate on that credit card, and then everything that you're buying is more expensive, which is why you're using the credit card.
Exactly. It's a loop. It's a never-ending loop.
Yeah, it's a downward spiral. So what we have going though is that you bring up this good point that we are going to see with what you're saying, if all this stuff comes to fruition and we run into a problem, then we will see lower interest rates. We will see the Fed have to step in and lower the borrowing rate so where people can get back into the refinancing and consolidating debt and getting rid of their credit cards. And, because it can only be so high for so long.
Right.
It's just a matter of, are they going to let people ruin themselves before they, because the problem is you still see buyer demand regardless. People are still buying stuff, and so it doesn't incentivize the people that are selling goods to lower their prices. Right. It's when you have less buyers, less demand on your stuff. That's when you're like, okay, I have too much stuff. I gotta off it for less.
Yep.
So that's when prices come down on goods. Right. Yeah. We haven't seen that yet. And so I guess when people run out of their credit card money and they can't buy the goods, then we'll see the inflation come down closer to that 2% target. And then we'll be able to refinance their high interest credit card debt, But believe me, we're all kind of on the same boat.
Yep.
Seeing how this is going, because we didn't expect that it would be high this long. At least I didn't.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I get you. You're just waiting to refinance before you jump into anything. I can respect that.
Yep. And if there's anything out there where an investor like myself, want to buy a property, and then there's a program where literally you're not paying a monthly on anything, which I have never heard of.
Right.
Yeah. Blast it out on the radio waves, man.
Oh, we'll let. Yeah, that would be a magical program right here. Free money to buy a house with. But there is some cool programs. Obviously, there's still a payment involved for investment properties. But, if you had a case where, and I think you had told Chris if there was nothing down and stuff like that.
Right.
Investment products, usually you want 20%, 25% down. So you still have to have some skin in the game. But there is some products when you are ready that you can always reach back out to us and we can kind of look at that. But right now, I get it. Where you're at right now, just managing the business and managing that house, your dream home, which is great. Once you do refinance it and you get your payment back down to, mid 3,000s, when rates do come back down, you're going to be happy that you made that move because you're going to have equity in that house. So right now, it's just the struggle part.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah, don't jump in, ladies and gents. Make sure y'all covered 6 months, dude.
Yep.
Don't mess around with that, because that could have made or broke what's going on right now. Literally, it came down to the wire.
Right.
So,
and and it's good to have that for our viewers. That you're also a self-employed individual, right? Where income is very fluctuative. It goes up, it goes down. And so when it comes to like someone who has a salary, they still need to have the reserves, even if they are a salaried employee, and make sure that it's comfortable. But I appreciate your feedback on your scenario.
Thank you, Bernard, for calling or for picking up the call.
Yeah, for letting us call you.
Yeah, and talking.
All right, fellas. Till next time.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, have a good one.
Peace.
I notice I have a lot of business owners on my phone.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get everyone to
they have a good perspective,
investing into this real estate game.
Well, and we're talking about investments, right?
Yeah.
So typically people that are business owners kind of understand the investment angle, right? You have your first-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm.
You have your investors. You have your self-employed, which are kind of the same, in a way, as far as mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then you have your move uppers and move downers.
Yeah, that's
your regular, your regular peeps.
Or the downgraders or the upgraders.
Yeah,
right?
Downgrade for retirement. Hey, I don't need 2 stories anymore. I need a smaller home. Those are usually the ones that aren't going to need me because they're going to sell their house and have a whole bunch of cash to buy their next one.
Right.
But even if that's the case, there still is benefits to a small mortgage like we talked about for tax purposes.
Yeah.
And also leaving some money in your pocket's always not a bad idea.
Ooh, the Rhythm Realtor is calling right now. What is? You're live on the Vegas Live podcast. Hello.
Yo, it's Alan Turner, Rhythm Realtor,
Oh,
EXP Realty in the house.
Right rhythm, right time.
Right,
right
rhythm, right time. Yes, sir.
We were waiting for your call, man. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. I had a couple things going on earlier. Physical therapy. I broke my ankle a little while ago, but slow me down a little bit. But I'm gonna be coming back stronger.
He was trying to guard me on the basketball court.
Oh yeah, you kicked his
ankle.
Here
we go.
And then I had to cross him up.
Here we go.
Broke his ankle. Guarded me. So.
Kicked it right up for under him.
No.
Yes, that's what happened. Absolutely, 100%.
Nah, man.
So we're actually gonna have the Rhythm Realtor on our show live in studio on Friday.
You coming in Friday, man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
sir. I'll be in the studio Friday. Everybody get to see the fresh cut, see the fresh face.
Oh,
nice.
What instrument do you play? You play an instrument? Do you play an
instrument? I do percussion. I make beats. I'm an MC. I do a little bit of everything.
We won't have a live jam session on Friday since it's Friday.
He wanted to bring his beat machine in and plug it in.
Yeah, you got to bring your beat machine in, and then you got to make the beat live on the spot and just start. And I'll kick a flow.
I got you.
Oh, it's about to go all the way up Friday, baby.
No.
I just picked up a Roland SP 404.
Oh,
man. I've been jamming on it.
Oh,
I'll come in and show you some things.
How exciting, my man. So what's up, man? What do you want to talk about today, bro?
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to tune in earlier, but it's been, the world of real estate is very exciting. Did you guys get into what the market's doing in Las Vegas so far? Right now we got under 5,000 homes in our inventory here in the city. You know what I'm saying? We got, the average price is pretty much stabilized at $465.
Look at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So right now we're still in a seller's market. Sellers are in a good spot. So, the buyers, I'm telling my clients to come in at that list price. If a little bit more, if they can, if they really want it. But we have also seen, we've seen the solds and under contracts. They're about even at about 673. And the listings, new listings they're not coming in as fast. So, right now we're selling faster than we can put new homes in the market.
Yeah. What are some objections that are you seeing on the field right now from buyers or sellers?
Right now I'm seeing some of the buyers, they're looking to try to come in a little bit higher than their budget. So what I'm telling them is, hey, well, if you really want this house, your pre-approval needs to reflect that.
Right.
So if you need to get with your lender and rerun the numbers and see where we can get some increases on your purchase price, go ahead and do so.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing a lot of buyers looking at solar. That's like a big thing. So if at all possible, try to get a home that solar is already paid off.
Okay.
Because you don't want it to affect your debt to income ratio. If you really want solar. Mm-hmm. And I guess for sellers, also too, maybe you want to consider either offering some concessions or, look at seeing how you can pay down that loan,
right,
or that lease, on the solar. So
what about
your buyers can afford it.
Buyers you're saying, I think Chris was asking, like, what are the buyers that aren't buying right now with you? What are they telling you, like, why they're not buying? And then also, what are the sellers that aren't listing right now? What are the reasons they're not listing?
Well, my buyers right now, most I've heard is, the interest rates are, too high.
Mm-hmm.
The prices are too high. And basically what I let them know is like, hey, well, the prices are what they are. Well, where are you at? Where are your numbers at? These numbers that we're, that are in the market, or they dictate the market at right now, what are you doing to prepare yourself to get into the market and to get what you want? So rather than wait for the interest rate to come down, see what position you're in and see about getting your loan approval and see how hard or what you can do to get your, to maximize your approval to get what you want once you're ready.
Right.
So basically I'm letting my clients know just to get ready. Don't sit and wait and watch. Get in the game. Get yourself prepared. Don't, everybody has access to the media and see what's going on in the news. But how does that affect you?
Yeah.
How are you going to take that information and use it to your advantage?
Right.
That's what I encourage my clients to do.
Nice. And then what about sellers? Obviously you work with listings right now, right? So sellers that are on the fence, not wanting to sell yet, what are they waiting on?
Right now they're waiting for the values to kind of to increase. The prices have been kind of went down a little bit, but they're starting to creep back up again.
Right.
So right now they're kind of waiting for the values to come up, but I'm letting them know, I'm like, we're still in the seller's market. So, you're in a really good position to, be able to receive multiple offers. And, if it's priced correctly, to get it to sell. I just have one seller right now. They're looking to relocate and go to a different market. So
right.
I guess what they're really waiting for is, just to make sure that their house is presentable. So, so once they do list it, they can just do it clean and be on to the next place. They want to move back to Chicago.
Right. And I think maybe sellers have forgotten that that they've been in a seller's market for a long time. It's a little bit more buyers. Buyers have a little bit of say if depending on the price point, depending on the neighborhood. Asking for seller concessions, it's not impossible like it used to be. But it's a situation where sellers have had kind of a seller-leaning market and a super seller market for a long time. And it's always about grass is greener on the other side, right? Oh, I'm waiting for it to, max out, and in order for it to be where the appreciation rate was from, 19 to through 21, I mean, we're going to have 2.5% to 3% interest rates, which is probably not going to happen. So it's a situation where, and rightfully so. Maybe they're not pressured to sell, right? Maybe they don't need to sell,
right?
So if they already have that low interest rate, they're sitting on equity. Like why sell unless I need to, right? So I get that argument too.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the motivation and what their strategy is and what they're trying to get out of the transaction to make sure that their future goals are met. So, I think definitely education and awareness and being able to lock in with our clients and take a look at the numbers and see what everything's doing and really help them interpret what's going on in the market and to give them the best possible option and information possible. So there's a couple of websites that I subscribe to. I'm actually on HomeBot. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that app, but it's a great home valuation tool that lets homeowners know. It is also for buyers too, but it lets homeowners know in a monthly digest on what what their neighborhood market's doing,
right?
What the loan balance is, and if they want to sell their house and purchase a new one, or even rent it out and purchase a new one, a second property. It gives them a breakdown of all those options in that app. So I really, if you are working with your clients and you do have access to HomeBot, I really recommend linking tapping into that resource, because it's really tremendous. It's helped out a lot of my clients.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to get kind of an update from you.
Yeah, and we will see you on Friday, bro.
And we'll see you here in the studio, man.
My man.
Yes, sir. Rhythm Realtor, right rhythm, right time. Alan Turner in the place to be. Thank you for having me on, fellas, and I'll see you on Friday. Yeah, we'll go over some beats, we'll go over some rhymes, and we'll go over some times.
Let's go.
So, yeah, let's go.
Do it. All right, my brother.
Man. Thanks.
Peace.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Peace.
You too.
Let me make one more call. Let's see if this person will pick up. Let's see. This is Jay Jameson. His name, like the whiskey. Pick up.
What's going on, Chris?
Hey Jay, what's going on? You are live on the Vegas Live podcast right now. I'm here with Kevin Sherba, mortgage lender here at GFL Capital Mortgage. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We're just live on the podcast right now, and then I know we had spoke over the weekend, and you got a lot of insight about real estate and stuff like that. And then
that's correct.
Yeah,
Spit it.
Yeah, so
let our listeners hear it, man.
Wow, you guys actually reached me at a very bad time, though. But but what exactly are the questions about real estate that you guys have?
Well, like if you have if we have any questions about maybe on the lending side or if anything that you want to talk about.
Well, what is he doing?
Oh yeah, because you said you do real estate investing, right?
That's right, real estate investing. That's right. So buying properties. Most of the things that I do is buy a property, and then after that, put them on Airbnb.
Okay.
And then I have a couple of people managing me or helping me out as well for the cleaning and also the maintenance of the property.
Okay.
Nice. How many properties do you think you have that you've acquired?
So, well, one, you can't, if you start with one, it's okay, but you need at least four, I would say. Four property would actually get you settled in order to do something like that. But the more properties that you do have, the more you kind of have to bring people on, because it's kind of hard to do it on your own, right? From the managing standpoint on the app, and as well from the maintenance of the property as well.
Nice. And where are these people buying these homes? You're saying Airbnb, right?
Well, yeah. So the way I do it is a little bit different. I find investors pretty much all around the world for meetings, events. There's a bunch of different events that you can actually go in. You meet people. Some people they have a lot of money in order to they have a lot of money to spend, but they want to spend it wisely. So then again, you have to give them your business plan and basically build rapport with the person. You got to have someone that you're matching, that someone that you can get build rapport and be friends with. You can't just do it with anybody. So once you do that, you give them a plan. Once everything is okay, then the property he would be the owner, but then again he would also have to give you authorization in order for you to manage that property. There's some laws out here in Vegas. With all the politics and stuff like that that's happening right now with Airbnb, people will try to stop you, So if you have that letter of authorization from the actual owner, then you'll be good.
So are you saying you find investors that want to buy the property and you're going in and managing and hosting the Airbnb sites, right?
That's correct. That's for people that just want to get their feet in. It's it's a little hustle or a little movement that they can do in order to get a feel for it, But buying property, if you want to buy property for your own self, The first thing that I would say is basically get pre-approval. Don't finance any vehicle, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, how are you doing here in this market? Because I know you just said it's...
You do it everywhere, right?
Yeah, I do it everywhere. I've done it mostly in Canada, Toronto, Canada. That's where I've started, in other places such as Montreal. Okay. But in general, right now, I'm just focusing out here. But I keep it pretty much low key, right? Because I keep it low key, you know. Because the thing is, some people are already booming. They already have their team and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's all about who you know. So some people come in Vegas with a gang, a bigger team, a stronger team. And if you're just getting in the game and you're alone and you're getting to know people out here in Vegas, then obviously I prefer to just stay low, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, you got the hustler mentality. I see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Cool. Yeah, no, I just wanted to call and chop it up with you live on the Vegas Live podcast, and then I look forward to talking more with you on
yeah, for sure, definitely. You guys got me at a wrong moment, but I try to spill as much as I could at that time.
No, it's good, man. Moment. It's all good to have tips and tricks for people that are watching that want to invest and or if they want to have a career in real estate. So we kind of talk about everything from the buyer's perspective, the realtor's perspective, the loan officer perspective, all of it. So thank you for your time. Man.
That's right.
All right, Jay.
100%. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
All right, peace.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
Take care.
Yes, sir. And it is 2:00 or 2:03, and let's see. Anything we wanted to recap before we get up on out of here?
No, we were just talking about the importance of, one of the call-ins or the call-outs talked about the importance of having a little bit of money set aside
that's a big
before
thing
you invest.
Yeah.
Having some reserves.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to some other folks about saving up money to even buy a house,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. Maybe a home equity line of credit on their primary in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to differ. Like I said, the guy that we talked about that's worried about having 6 months reserves is self-employed.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows that he's not guaranteed anything.
Right.
And any type of commission sales like we're in, same thing. We're not guaranteed anything.
Right.
So you have to make sure that you plan ahead and have that money in case you have a bad month or a dry month or two or whatever the case may be. And then when you have the good months, don't just live it up like you're going to make that forever.
Yeah. So I guess the most important thing is like have a plan. It's like have a plan. This buying a house isn't something like, oh, I'm just going to buy a house. You got to have the plan to, instead of going to the club and spending that $2,000 or whatever you're gonna blow,
right?
Maybe you want to put that towards your savings,
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that you can't have fun if you've earned it, if you're self-employed or if you're commission sales. It's just about making sure that you limit it.
Yeah.
Like have it set, like you set a plan.
Yeah.
Get your budget covered. Whatever's left, maybe 2/3 of it goes into savings for your future, and then you can splurge with 1/3 of it.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be.
Especially all you gamblers out there, because I'm a big gambler, so I cut out my gambling and I'm putting it towards
savings.
Nice.
Nice.
So.
Well, it's a gamble either way. I mean, if you're talking about like casino gambling, that's fun. It's supposed to be for fun.
No, don't get me started. I
So if you're talking about, because even in business, right? People make gambles in business.
It's a gamble. Yeah,
but they're able to do their research and have a plan.
Uh-huh.
You can't really plan to win or lose at gambling.
Right.
Like when we're talking about casino gambling, that's just luck. But when you're planning business, it's different.
How about this perspective for my gamblers out there? Instead of gambling on the casino games, let's gamble on the market, right? Let's because that's a bigger gamble.
Well, and it's an asset.
And it's
you're buying something that's going to either retain or gain value. But versus gambling, which is pretty much win or lose each hand.
Yeah, that's
right. Like win or lose. Like it's not an investment.
Yeah.
That's the difference with gambling with businesses. You're investing in a business.
Yeah.
You're investing in real estate.
Yeah.
Gambling for, sports betting or even, slot or table games or whatever the case. That's just, it's not an investment.
It's just fun. It's just good
Put the money up and win or lose. That's it.
So, all
right. Well, it's been a good show. We're going a little after here, but I think we did a good recap and Yep. Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for sure. Peace out.